Well, I'm joined now by junior captain of the golf team, Shea. Jared, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So I always like to start, especially with our golf guys, because it's not necessarily a sport a lot of kids grow up playing. So I just want to kind of get your background in the sport. How long have you been golfing, and how'd you first get into it?
Yeah, definitely. My dad is a huge golfer. His father taught him when they grew up on the military base. But I always went to the range with my dad, me and my two sisters pretty much, just kind of fooling around with his clubs. And I kind of started getting serious around 6th grade, and he finally brought me on the course, and I've been hooked ever since. Always wanted to go out with him and kind of just improving my game from that standpoint. So pretty much my dad was the leading factor in that.
So you say really getting started in 6th grade to take it seriously, which is kind of earlier than some of the other golf guys we've had in here have said, which I'm sure helped contribute. Last year you said you were number 3 golfer on the team, which was a pretty senior-heavy team, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then this year you were number 1. Is that a big adjustment to make, going from 3 to 1, that jump this season?
Yeah, some might say, going from 3 to 1, it's not a big deal, but I feel like my role definitely changed a lot. Having 4 seniors on the team they're just really phenomenal golfers. Being in that 3 spot, I wasn't really expected to do too much, but I kind of ended up coming in, sneakily coming in with good scores over the season. So coming into it now, the expectations change a lot. Yep. Going from, hey, we just need you to significantly play, 40s, low 40s. And now, the expectations are you're shooting around par, you might be going under a little bit, but expectations between that and coming in to be number 1 are a lot different.
So then coming into the season from a team perspective, what were sort of your expectations as the junior captain? As we mentioned, you've lost a couple seniors last season. What were you kind of thinking coming into this year?
I think Coach Allen did a great job of laying out the expectations, both individually and team-wise. You always have your individual goals. I wanted to be, top 10 in the league. I wanted to get up and down 50% of the time, kind of certain goals like that. But team goals, we made the tournament the past 2 years, and the coach said there's no reason we shouldn't be doing that. We had a lot of good seniors leave, but that doesn't mean, people like me can't contribute more. Yep. Even though I'm expected to contribute more, everyone else is expected to contribute more, and he's kind of held us to that kind of high standard.
So then the season gets off to a little bit of a rough start record-wise as a team. It would have been pretty easy, I think, at that point for you guys, especially going up against some good teams, to kind of roll over at the end of the season, but you didn't. You guys finished strong with a 4-1 record, including a card-off against Medway.
Yeah.
For the folks at home who may not know what that is, you want to just quickly give us a little rundown of what a card-off is?
Yeah, absolutely. So a card-off, the way we do it in Tri-Valley is your top 8 go, and your best 6 scores count. Mm-hmm. So that kind of gives you leeway of, okay, he didn't have a good day, but this kid had a good day. So it's your top 6 scores, and what happens if that top 6 scores are tied? And for us, it was against Medway, 243 to 243, and
which is almost impossible to happen.
No, it's crazy, and you got to think. Everyone says, "Oh, 1 stroke doesn't count," but it really does. So 243 to 243, and it goes to the 7th score. Then we're still tied.
Wow.
And it goes to the 8th score, and after that it would be a tie. But we ended up winning in the 8th score, which made us feel good because the year prior we tied Westwood at home 240 to 240, and we lost to the eighth player.
Wow.
So, it kind of felt good getting that card off back.
Yeah, I bet. So as I mentioned, you guys finished 4-1. Kind of talk to us about the importance of finishing the year that strong after kind of a rough start. And you guys played some good teams towards the end of the season.
Yeah, so I think golf especially kind of symbolizes the mental aspect of all sports.
Yep.
It really embodies everything, but especially towards golf, you got to believe in yourself. You can't be going out there saying, "Oh man, I just hit a bad shot. The next one's gonna be bad." My dad always was a believer in, okay, he hit a bad shot. The next one is gonna make up for that. It's gonna be the best shot you've ever hit. So in that aspect, you got to believe in yourself and you got to believe in your teammates. Even though it's an individual game, we can be helping each other out on the course. There's 2 people for Norwood and 2 people for the opponent. So we got to be helping each other out, reading putts, telling each other what's the smartest play. And that's kind of where we ended up coming back. I think the team chemistry helped out a little bit towards the end of the season. Mm-hmm. And the faith and belief in ourselves kind of spark towards the end of the season.
That's awesome. So of your top 8, how many will be returning next season?
Top 8.
Are you losing any seniors?
Yeah, we have 4 seniors.
Mm-hmm.
I believe 3 of them were in the top 8. But kind of interesting thing with this team, there was 18 people on the varsity team. We don't have a JV, so we took everybody.
Yep.
So like my coach said, a lot of interchanging parts. Excuse me.
Yep.
Between the 15th slot and the 3 slot. So a lot of people ended up playing this year. And like you said, my coach outlined it. He goes, "We're gonna be fine for next year. We need people to contribute into the off season, buy into what we're doing, and get better individually, and not worry about, hey, they're not getting on the course. We just need to be getting on the courses as much as we can and contribute for next season." So in that sense, we're losing four guys.
Yep.
But we have some real good freshman, sophomore, junior class that are gonna be just fine for next year.
So you kind of segued a little bit into my next question. So as an individual, you personally, how do you kind of approach the off season for golf? I mean, living in New England,
Yeah.
it's not easy.
Yeah.
So what is there that you can kind of do? I mean, do you kind of have to just wait for the spring to come around, or is there other things that you can do to continue working on your game for next season?
Yeah, the past mentality for me is like, okay, golf's over, too cold, hockey season now.
Yep.
And then come around, I might get out, but it's lacrosse season. It's not really until the summer that it's full force, golf. But
Yep.
Especially since I've gotten more serious, especially my sophomore, junior year, it's more just in home, working on the short game. You don't want to be losing that touch. And golf's open year round. South Shore Country Club has golf simulators. No point in us not going down there
Right.
and maintaining the swing, because one of the hardest things is you come back next season and you have no clue what you're doing out there. The swing mechanics are all gone. So kind of just keep that swing mechanics up. And one thing we're planning on doing, me and my father especially, going down to Florida, golf with my grandfather a lot more. We're actually leaving on Saturday for a 4-day golf trip.
Oh, lucky
So,
you.
yeah, lucky me. So in that sense, I'll still be working on my swing, but now it's hockey season, so kind of full hockey mode for me right now.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on a great season. And as a junior captain, taking charge of that program, it's a pretty impressive thing. It must have been a pretty good honor for you to get voted as that captain or picked as that captain as a junior. Kind of give us a little recap what that felt like.
It felt really good. One thing that Coach Allen really does, he really wants, he doesn't pick favorites.
Yep.
He's not like, oh, you're the best player, you'll do this. He makes us give a speech to the team, makes us write letters to him regarding the captaincy, and he kind of takes everything into account, who's the best role model. It's not exactly who's the best player.
Yep.
And to have myself be named captain, it was a huge honor. This is a sport I love, and like I told my coach, I'll do anything I can do to improve personally and on a team level. And I think a lot of the guys bought into that, and it was kind of a very high honor for me this year.
That's awesome. Well, enjoy your trip to Florida.
Thank you.
And good luck in the hockey season. We'll be keeping an eye out on you guys.